I saw a little clip you guys on the radio the other day.
Can we not?
I feel like it's weird not to address it.
You want us to be in a real relationship, but let us build that then. And then the next minute, Liv and Amber had gone missing.
Juice is like literally like nearly crying.
They're in a bar. They ordered probably about 10 shots and then ran away from the bar.
I don't know why they thought they could trust us.
I actually slid into her DMs, but that went nowhere.
What did you say when you slid in?
Oh, don't. Can we not repeat
What did you
this?
say?
He said...
This week's guests are the hottest Love Island couple in town. It's the winners of Series 2 All-Stars, Gabby and Casey!
Woo!
Hi, guys.
Oh my God, what a score for me. So obviously, Gabby, we know each other
Yes.
just a little bit. We were in the villa together in Series 3, 2017.
Black and white days.
Black and white. We were like
Getting
writing
texts on Nokias.
Yeah, Nokias. Casey, you don't
Pigeons.
understand. You guys, we barely had toiletries. Like, no lie. Like, they would go to like a local supermarket and buy us like shampoo and stuff, didn't they?
Yeah.
It was
No way.
mental.
And
Yeah.
we got
I'm
boots.
just- yeah, and we
No
also...
boot sponsors, nothing like that.
No, it was the trenches.
It was rustic.
Yeah, and the clothes, like we all ended up like just sharing each other's. Like eBay came in this time, was like giving us all the stuff, but it was so bad. Like we all wore the same outfits.
We were doing like, I
Round.
wore someone's dirty dress for the final because we were that out of clothes.
That's mad, that.
And obviously we used to smoke. Did you smoke? I can't even remember.
Yes.
Yes.
My brother told me that apparently I walked in and the first thing I did was, hi boys, sat down, lit a fag and just sat there.
It was actually, yeah, it was scruffy.
Disgraceful.
Kind of loved it though.
I was like 12.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Were you even
Okay.
old enough to watch it?
No, but I did watch it.
Kill me.
I did watch it.
You guys have both been in the villa before. How does it feel going in for a second time?
I think because, well, it was so different for me because it was so long ago. He's got a season ticket, goes every winter.
Just for our listeners, just to recap, in case anyone doesn't know, Casey has been in, this was your third time, but the best time, I would argue.
Yeah, of course.
So you were in originally in Series
9.
Then you did All Stars last year, and then you came back for another go.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I mean, we love someone that's committed. I mean, also, I feel like, why the fuck not? Like, it's basically a free holiday.
And it was in the same villa every time. It was in South Africa, and it was always in January. So, I mean, last year it was like, going back to South Africa in January when the UK's
Miserable.
Yeah, it's like, why would you not?
And then they asked me again, and I was like, well, it's miserable again in January, so yeah, let's do it. And this time, pretty much from the start, so it was different because the last couple of times I went in, it was a couple of weeks in, so it's hard to come in at that time.
It's tough, that.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be an original. You both walking into this series of All Stars, you both had quite hardcore entrances for different reasons. Gabs, you're faced with Marcel, who's obviously your ex and was on the Series 3 together. You guys dated. You had a pretty traumatic, I would say, reason for breaking up. What goes through your mind when you see him standing there?
I think because like when it all happened, we never actually spoke about it at length.
No.
I pretty much just like said fuck you and then blocked him and just never spoke to him. So I mean, I obviously don't care anymore. But when you see someone in the flesh, you're like, oh my God, it all comes back to you. So it was actually quite nice because we ended up like talking it all out, and now I've unblocked him. You know, we can be civil when we see each other, and it was fine. And it was actually quite comforting, like in that environment, to be with somebody that like knows it so well. Yeah, it was almost like deja vu, but in a not weird way.
The nation was like, the girl nation, I would say, were just screaming down their phones because not only you had that horrible breakup, he cheated on you, so many other girls would have just obviously I would have torn that villa for like shreds, and then you had to stay in bed with him, and
The public put us together. Like, I'm sorry,
what
but
kind of
what?
sick game?
I know.
That's sick. Like, why would you want her to couple back up with him? Why?
But you know what? As soon as I knew it was a public vote, I just knew it. Like, I know I've watched the show for 8 years since I've been off it, so I just knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it was awkward. There was a pillow wall between us, and that wasn't far enough apart.
The thing with Mars, though, I don't know if his boyfriend skills are up there, but he is quite a nice guy. Like, do you know what I mean? In his company.
Yeah.
He's a pleasant person, isn't he? So he's not difficult to get on with.
And that's what I think when the first couple of days when we was in there, it was weird because everyone really liked him. So people knew what had happened with us, but didn't really want to like go near me because I was his ex and he was a nice guy. Yeah. So I was just sat there and I was like, great, this is
You're
great
like, so now I'm just getting cock blocked by my cheating ex.
Yeah.
Like, how
like,
the fuck does this work?
Yeah. It was awful, but at the same time, like, Casey came in day 2, so it wasn't too bad.
Yes. And you came in, you arrived on the balcony, and then within 30 seconds, you're getting the thrashing of your life from Cass.
Oh my God.
She came at you like a bat out of hell.
Yeah, what on earth? Because I actually have met Gaz before. And like our interactions before, I think I met her at Molly Smith's launch event or something. And we got along so well. Like, it was so normal and she was lovely. And we ended up like speaking every now and again, like very friendly sort of vibe. And then I came in thinking, oh, like I've spoken to Kaz before. I'm going to really like get along with her. We're going to be cool. You fucked over every guy. I was like, what on earth have I just walked into?
And I was like, great, this is good.
Yeah, it was such a character assassination, wasn't it? And then you two were on that like little like bridge thing. And I was like, if one of you fell in right now, I'm actually going to die. You got past that. What do you think it was that she was so angry about? Her friends that you've dated and she feels like you didn't handle it correctly.
Yeah, I think there was one friend in particular who obviously you're friends with as well.
Yeah, Georgia Harrison.
Yeah, so I think it was that. But look, what happened with that, we sort of cleared it out on the last All-Stars, so I think people even know about what happened there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just so unexpected. I didn't expect it to happen, especially within like, I don't think she even said hello. She was just like, you fucked over every girl. I was like, okay.
She was raging.
Yeah, she was.
She was angry.
But then I think she even said later on in the series, she was like, it was not just because of that, but I think she was into Curtis on that first day and then Ekin stole Curtis. So I think that was on her mind as well. And she just wanted to take it out on someone and that happened to be me. So
I'm obviously biased because you're my mate, but I 100% you were the right winners.
Thanks.
Like you honestly were. Because you were just such a joy to watch. And I do feel like, you know, we love the drama, but you stayed in your own lane. Like Casey, you were so funny. Gabby, you were such a girl's girl. I feel like you always want like, you know, people to win who aren't, I was going to say arseholes. No one on that series prefers an arsehole, but I feel like you were the right winners and that your relationship was like so lovely to watch.
Thank you.
I was very, very relieved. What was it like being there in the flesh for that last dumping when the Old Islanders came in?
No.
And how long did it actually carry on for? Because I know how these things are edited. How long were you sat there?
A long time.
3 hours.
Sunburn worthy.
do you see where we were sat as well? We were on these like...
Were you like slipping off the couch? Oh...
We were like sardines because there was 2 chairs for 6 of us.
Shit.
But when we were sat on the sofas, we thought we were completely, you know, safe. Like no one
can speak to us.
Yeah. So when Liv stood up and just went for Grace straight away, we were like, oh my gosh, this is the first person, you know. So then from then on, I just said my stomach was churning.
Because you're like, what's coming?
What's coming on us?
What is the deal with these fucking messages, guys? Like, they don't exist, they do exist.
Just about the messages, whether they exist or don't exist, that whole thing is just
really
like
horrible.
so eggy and not nice for anyone involved. It's not like we want people to like do things to make people vote for us or to go against Grace. Like she had a really hard time then for a few days. Yeah. So it was just not nice. It was so distasteful, and I prefer them not to have done it, to be honest.
Yeah.
If someone stood up there and saying, "Oh, you've said this," but you can't say no, I haven't, and you don't have anything to prove it because you can't get your phone out and be like, "Well, no, I didn't."
Yeah.
So it's a
and
weird
also, I
one.
think when you've been like cut off from real life for so long, and then someone comes in and they're going to drop this bombshell on you, and then you're probably thinking, "What are people saying about me online?"
Can't defend yourself.
It's really like a horrible place to be.
Yeah, it wasn't nice for her, and also even to this day, there's apparently a couple of different versions going around. But I feel like we should all just like make the executive decision that they just don't exist and someone just pulled that out of thin air for some reason. But we definitely didn't stand by it.
No.
So
yeah, the whole thing was bizarre and it wasn't very nice. But I have to say, I said, you know, to Harriet and Ronnie the other day when they were on here, I was always like, oh, what kind of girl is Harriet? Like trying to work her out like through the screen. She really grew on me that day.
I love her.
Because when
Harriet.
she was giving that filthy read, I was like, yes, go on, because I love a gobshite. I think it was when she was like, get a job. I was like, oh my God. I was like that. Or she was like, you flew all the way here to do that. I'd be like, oh it's so
good.
like painful.
Do you know what was
Can
so
you imagine?
Do you know what was so funny? Because obviously we knew that vote was going to happen.
Yeah.
So they were thinking, right, everyone who votes for us and uses the excuse, the cop cop-out answer of, oh, it didn't work out the first time, it's not going to work out again. They had all these things in their head loaded and ready to go at all the Islanders. As soon as like one of the Islanders stood up, and you knew they were going to vote for them because they were so scared to say it.
Because they're going to get annihilated.
So true.
They're trying to rub it off their board. The producers are like, no.
Both Harriet, and because both Harriet and Ronnie are so quick-witted as well. They're like you. They can basically just come back with anything dead quickly. So I wouldn't want to stand up there either.
Nah, I would have been rubbing out my answer.
Tina stood up and she was like,
oh, I know.
Dithering.
I know. And she's such a sweet girl. I did feel really sorry for her. That to be the last one, and you already know everyone's going to be in the filthiest read, and now you've got to go, and they're just going to like come for you. 10 barrels. Casey, your best mates with Tom, who won last year's All-Stars, and he's his girlfriend Molly. What's it like being the 4 winners together?
It's mad. I like can't believe it at all. It's so crazy. To think we went on the series together in Series 9. I wasn't even near the final that year. He came like 3rd. If you were to ever say to us then, we're both going to win Love Island at one point, it's like, what? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
And do you know what I was looking on content the other day, and you've both got these blonde girlfriends who are like mad into the gym.
Yeah.
With these like buff bodies. I was like, do you know, it's like these mirrored like similarities. It's funny.
Yeah, it's sick. But yeah, I mean, Tom is honestly like my best mate, and I'm so glad that Gabs and Molly get along as well. So I'm very much excited for the double dates to come for sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a right laugh.
Have you watched anything back? Are you going to watch it?
I've seen my tap dancing. Kill me now. Like, absolute hell.
Ronnie told me when he came on here that he had a proper meltdown the day of that.
He did.
Because he didn't want to kick the football into the mini golf.
I'm sorry, but every year there's someone that does the football thing, and everyone's like, oh, that's so lame. And he was like, oh, I'm stuck with this.
The
like,
whole thing's horrible, though, isn't it?
I hate the challenges, all of them.
But what I was saying this, do you remember, obviously, in our series, we didn't have to dance on the Heart Rate Challenge? Do you remember? Or not?
Did we do that? I think I've blocked it all out from PTSD.
On the Heart Rate Challenge, just the boys dance. So we didn't have to dance. But obviously this year you did the whole sexy dancing thing.
And I had to go first.
Did you?
Do you know how awful that is? Like, because at least like when you go second at thanks, didn't get your heart rate.
But also if you're not... yeah, and you handled it really well. It didn't bother you at all.
No, you weren't asked.
Fuming.
I could see you were going on the turn after that, and I was like, "No, Gabs, pull it back, like, because it's not that deep." And then you were just laughing at her. I was like,
"What do I do? Like, I haven't said anything. It's my heart. It's not me."
Like, it's rigged.
Yeah, but if you go first, you don't know, like, how, what's the vibe, how far are people going? And you always feel like, I want to go again.
Yeah. And once I'd done it once, I was like, let me go back, I'll do it again this time. But then when I was watching some people's, I was like, like, no wonder the heart rates went up, because it was like,
it was
wild.
That's what I mean. I think you just warmed my heart up.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I think that's
warmed the heart up.
Yeah.
Perfect.
One of the things that had people talking out here non-stop was the Elma Ekin beef. Was it that deep?
It wasn't that deep until it was.
It was.
You know what I mean? Like, it was just...
Like, everyone knew in the villa.
I always felt like it was more like Elma had a problem with Curtis than Ekin.
Yes, I agree with that. But I think...
it kind of got misconstrued.
Yeah.
Also because, I haven't watched it, but from what we've heard, not all of the arguments are always shown, so you don't know exactly what's being said. But I think that was it. Elma just didn't like what Curtis was doing and didn't agree with that. But then Ekin was obviously in the firing line because she was with him.
Yeah, got you. Were you guys surprised when you came out and you saw the online reaction towards Elma?
Horrified.
Yeah.
She's such a nice person.
Yeah.
And, you never want anybody to get that amount of hate. And she was just like, I've been portrayed as the villain. And everything that she did, obviously she did, but it's just about how they must have shown it, I suppose.
Do you know what? I feel like from watching it from the outside, and I've was on the show and I've stayed so attached to the show since 2017. I'm such a fan and a supporter of the show. It just actually makes me really sad because I feel like eventually people watching the show who can't react to it in normal ways are actually going to ruin it, and it will just be the end one day. And like obviously in our series, we literally lost 2 people for different reasons, but these kind of comments and this shit can have like massive consequences, and actually nothing that bad has happened.
No.
Yeah.
Like they've had these 2 girls having a row. Like it's not that deep.
No one deserves that amount of hate. Like,
she was
I thought it was
upset.
disgusting. Yeah, she was. Like, we all went out for dinner after the show and we all got our phones back that night, she couldn't even eat. Like, she had to walk off. Like, she was crying her eyes out. It was like, I would hate to feel like the way she is right now. Like, it's not fair on anyone. Like, we've all been in that same situation. Yeah, we might not have acted in the way that the public have wanted us to act, but it's like, no one deserves that.
No one's died, like no one's done anything like illegal. You just had a row. And I do feel like trolls are like sharks when they smell blood. So like when they start getting a few comments, they all just copy each other. So when you go on someone's post, like Elma's who's getting trolled, they're all just copying each other. Like you're just doing that because you've seen like 10 other people do it, you know? Like you might not even watch the show. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What was the night like when you got out of the villa in the final? Because we had a party. Do you remember?
Yes.
Is that all gone?
I mean, it was wild that night.
Yes.
Do you remember? Because we...
Yes.
Okay, let's not talk
I
about
think
that
I
night.
peed my pants. I think I actually peed my pants. I was that drunk, literally. Why? What did you do?
We got given one drink and sent to bed.
What, this time?
This time.
Yeah, they learnt their lesson.
Yeah.
We ruined that.
That's why. I think we probably ended that for everybody because it was such carnage. They had a like full-on party in Mallorca and in our villa and stuff, didn't they? And then when we got back,
And then they bust us out to like the town, to a club. I don't know why they thought they could trust us. And then they couldn't get us back. Do you remember? They couldn't get us in the bus to go back to the production villa. I was like hanging from the chandelier.
Was that after the show?
Yeah.
But you were telling me like how it was so different. Your guys, you were telling me about Liv getting those shots of tequila.
Yeah, but I mean, I felt the wrath. Like, I thought I was going home. So, like, the story is, did you get days off on this? How
it was on a
but you're in the
Saturday
villa.
and we went to the beach. I don't know why they took us to the beach after.
This is our series 3.
Series 3. And then we're all walking down to the beach and we kind of can gauge that people know who we are. We're also in Mallorca, which is so close to home. People are probably like watching it on ITV when we were there. And then the next minute, Liv and Amber had gone missing. And we were like, everyone was like, where have they gone? Where have they gone? Thinking they've been kidnapped.
Producers like literally like nearly crying.
No, they're in a bar. They ordered probably about 10 shots, did them all, and then ran away from the bar because they couldn't pay for anything because we had no phone or card or anything. And I was like, where was my freaking invite? But they probably knew that I wouldn't go because I'm like fucking boring.
She goes
back, yes. And then, got a scene
These
too.
two producers who probably like wish they'd never seen me again. I think Lewis was one of them. One of them was screaming at me so much she was crying. They were so angry that you might have to leave. Like, and then they were like, you know, this like they could have been poisoned. You're under our care. Me and Amber just like half cut drunk, like whatever. Actually, well, we didn't buy them. There was an old man sat at the end of a bar with a bottle of limoncello. That's what it was. And we went past the toilet and I went back in. I went to Amber. I went, I bet he'd give us some of his limoncello. And she was like, no, fuck off, really. And I was like, yeah, he's like 80. So I went back past and was like, can we have one? And he was like, and then we just started like necking his limoncello. Poor guy. We just didn't know what the hell was going on.
He needs it there and there.
And then I heard from someone from the year after, like they never got days out into town again after that.
No days out, no drinks in the villa. Like now on this time, we was only having like 125 ml, like tiny little glasses. Yeah. In the end, I was just like, do you want this? Because
you're like, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
So when you were going in, both of you, did you have an idea in your mind of the kind of person you wanted to meet? Like, did you both in relationships, dated? Are you like, okay, I know what's a red flag, what's a green flag, or were you just really open-minded?
I think I was open-minded just because I also know everybody that's been on the show. So, you know, you can't be like, oh,
There's a select pool. Yeah. You're like,
Yeah, but I was kind of like, I feel since I've been dating, since being single like a year and whatever ago, you have to kind of just like open your eyes to more than what you would just put down on paper as such. So I didn't really know. But I knew that I liked Casey before he came in because we'd had like a small interaction before. So I fancied him and I thought like he's just good vibes anyway.
She got my mate's number in Soho House. Genuinely.
Yeah, but that was like, I didn't know he was your mate. Have you heard about this?
No, tell me. I want to hear the story now.
So I was in Soho House and this girl comes over to me and she was like, oh, sorry, have you got the time? I was like, oh, yeah, it's like 9 o'clock. She was like, oh, right, okay. Well, this is my brother and his friend. And I was like, oh, nice to meet you. And then we kind of just started chatting. And then I was talking to this guy all night, funny enough, called Brandon.
But, oh, God.
But we were chatting for ages. And then I was like, oh, sorry, what's your name? And he's like, Brandon. And I was like, well...
But Brandon is also your ex's name, just for people that might not know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But so I was like, well, that's what I'm meant to do with that.
Yeah.
But he was like, oh, can I have your number? And you know what? He was actually really sound and we got on really well. So I was like, fuck it, I'm single. Need to put myself out there a bit. But then he messaged me and I told him that I weren't ready. Anyway, then I realised that he was friends with Casey.
Okay.
Best friends.
Best friends.
Best friends.
Yeah. But like, I didn't know you then.
No, you didn't. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how did you feel about
And he's South African and he watched the final in the villa.
No, shut up.
Yeah, he did.
So random.
He came along.
So random.
He managed to get a ticket, came along. Was like, yes, Casey, Gabby.
What a small world.
I know, random.
What about
Funny
you
though.
then, Casey? Were you aware of Gabby? Like, was she someone that you'd looked at on Insta?
We followed each other for like a year or so, well, maybe a bit longer. I met Gabs at an after party, but she can't even remember meeting me.
Does anyone remember anything that happens at after parties?
Well, I remember Gabby. So I've always fancied her. And then she became single and actually slid into her DMs, but that went nowhere.
Oh.
Shit chat.
Shit chat.
Yeah.
My God.
What did you say when you slid
Oh,
in?
don't. Can we not repeat
What did you
this?
say?
He
Was it
said,
like a flame emoji or something?
No.
what are you up
it's
to
even
this
worse.
weekend? And I was like, oh, I don't know. It depends what's on offer. And he goes, Deliveroo.
Asked her for Deliveroo, right? I couldn't be
So
asked.
you basically asked her to Netflix and chill before, like,
Yeah.
So he obviously got aired.
but you're
And
like,
then-
I'm good, thanks.
Yeah.
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 It's like,
Well, anyway, we're here now, right?
Yeah, and you won.
But no, I always fancied Gabby, hence why I slid into her DMs. And she was the girl I was like most set on going for in the villa. Spoke to her first, and yeah.
Isn't
here
it
we
weird
are.
though when you think about it? Imagine if we had done the Deliveroo date.
Can we even call it that?
Deliveroo date.
Takeaway date.
Do you know what I mean though?
Deliveroo.
It might have been like, I don't know, different. Like maybe.
Guys, there's a Deliveroo deal in here somewhere. Management, like, look alive.
Oh, there you
this
go.
stinks of it, yeah. Yeah, it would, like, maybe, like, it would have fizzled out or, like, it might not have worked. Like, yeah, it's weird. Life's
Yeah.
weird,
How
isn't
things
it?
happen,
Yeah. So you are together now. I saw a little clip you guys on the radio the other day talking about...
Can we not?
I feel like it's weird not to address it.
Okay.
You're talking about, you were with Fleur Reese on the radio, talking about being boyfriend and girlfriend. I didn't really see anything wrong with the chat. Obviously, I was online, was like, oh my God, Casey's just mugged her off. Because you
Yes.
basically explained that you're not officially boyfriend and girlfriend. But Gabby's reactions were funny because you were just kind of like, well.
Yeah, what am I meant to do? Be sat there being like,
I love not having a label on it. It's perfect.
It actually doesn't matter though. Do you know what I mean?
It feels like this series is like all of you, apart from Ekin and Curtis, like are not doing boyfriend girlfriend yet. Apart from now, Harriet and Ronnie, but
Yeah, but I think it's different with Harriet and Ronnie because obviously they were
have history.
together before. Ekin and Curtis, like
they're in their own.
Yeah,
lane.
they're in their own lane. But I just think with us, like I only met Gabby about 2 months ago, right? So if we're looking at the real world, like how long does it take? And it will happen, but I don't see any different right now of us being.
I'm just laughing because be careful what you say because everyone's just going to be like, see, he doesn't want to be with her. He doesn't like her. And I messaged him and I sent him it and I'm like, what? Look at what they're saying. I'm like,
Yeah, I just don't understand it all. Like it will obviously happen at one point, but
I see
don't
both
want
sides of it.
but I don't
basically.
want people in the comments and people on the outside to force me to want to do it, and then I don't want to do it now. And then Gab's going to be like, "Oh, have you only done it because
you felt pressured?"
Felt pressured. Like I want to do it in my own time, and that will happen.
But you're exclusively dating.
Yeah.
It's like it's locked off because all these different like terminologies. It's like
Yeah.
I think, and also as well for like some people online, it's like they they find it confusing. It's like what's the term they use in Love Island this series? Because as Love
Closed
Island
off.
closed off. Because Love Island goes on, all these different terminologies kind of like exist. Because I feel like an early series of Love Island, like we was boyfriend and girlfriending in there like after day, like one
no,
day.
do you not remember when I made you all lie down on the floor in the word love?
I probably blacked that out from my memory if I'm honest.
So bad. And that's what they showed on my VT when I first went in and I said to Coco, I was like,
Someone convinced me to ask Chris to be my boyfriend. I asked him.
No way.
Yeah. Like, how the fuck did that happen? And then I moved him into my own home, like a week after leaving the villa, and we weren't even getting on. So
my
he was
God.
like, he
But
moved
that's
in with
the
a bag
pressure.
and he was like, I hate you. And I was like, I fucking hate you. There's the bathroom and there's your cupboard. Like it was
That's crazy.
it was the pressure of the Love Island machine. I think like now, like when you've done it before, you know that you don't have to succumb to pressure. And
Yeah.
actually if you do, it's normally going to go fucking wrong. But like you say, first time out, really big series, the pressure to just give
Yeah.
people what they wanted. I mean, they were asking us in interviews, I remember leaving the villa, like if we were thinking about kids. Do you remember that shit?
Yeah.
Like, you know, are there kids in the future? Like we literally just met these people and we were like in our early 20s. Mental.
That's so mad. But it's like all my family and friends, like they're not asking me, oh, you boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
They know we're like together. They don't feel the need to ask it, but it's only the people from the outside and who don't know us. It's like, are you boyfriend and girlfriend? Are you boyfriend and girlfriend?
But
So
it's even like when you don't post each other, like we've seen each other pretty much every day, but we're trying to get to know each other and, you know, we're still going through that phase and we want to enjoy our company, each other's company, without having to just have a phone out all the time.
Yes.
So then people are like, it was in the Sun yesterday, they're on the verge of breaking up because they haven't posted anything on socials. I'm like, how much more can you do?
Yeah.
Like you want us to be in a real relationship, but let us build that then.
It's very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Have you met families?
We went to the rugby. Did you not
I
see
saw
with
that, with your brother.
Yeah, which was carnage, obviously.
Carnage.
Ethan is carnage.
Yeah.
And them two together doing scrums or whatever
Do you
call
like
it.
Ethan? I feel
I
like
love
you used to get
Ethan.
on.
Yeah, we
He's just
do.
like a guy's guy, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's
just
top
like
boy.
lads,
He's
lads,
funny.
lads. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a right laugh on the rugby. It was so much fun.
So that was good
We got
because
so pissed.
yeah,
We
nightmare.
got so drunk.
I was like, this cannot happen every time we go out because I will get
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
No
that was
way.
bad. We got
Yeah.
so drunk. We must have sunk about 35 Guinnesses.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But you know when it gets to the point when you're looking at someone and they're standing up, but
they start to change and like
the
say,
sway,
Oh my God.
the sway, and I was like,
And then I
well,
fell over that night. Oh
hang
my
on,
God.
fell over,
And then
or
you walked
Superman
away.
into the wall, headbutted it and slid down. And I turned my back, walked away, and went to his mate, sort him out. I'm not doing this. I was like, no way.
proper scouts.
Oh
yeah,
God.
fuck this shit. It was awful. So yeah, we haven't been out drinking since then, have we?
No.
So I'll let you know how it goes next time.
Yeah, please.
We might not
Can
be
I
boyfriend and
come?
girlfriend then,
I
fucking
want
hell.
to come out with you. What about work then? So obviously, Gabs, you've got your fitness stuff going on. You've got your it's a plan, isn't it? Like an online plan.
Yeah, it's the Island Body Program.
Like we did there.
And you know what? It was, so I train anyway.
Yeah.
But in the lead up to going in the villa, I needed to level up because I was like consistently training, but there was a certain physique I wanted to have going in there.
Yeah.
So I just leveled up for about 6 to 8 weeks. And what I did in those 6 to 8 weeks is basically the Island Body Program. So, I mean, if I'm consistently training and I still got results out of it, that means that anyone would as well.
Yeah.
And I've also made it like accessible across the board for beginners too.
That's so good.
Because I find that people want to train with me, but then they think that because I've been training for so long, they wouldn't be able to do what I do. But yeah, it's gone really well, and
That's amazing.
we've had amazing results. So
That's so exciting.
yeah.
Do you find, I know you do because I've seen it a little bit, I saw it on Molly's posted the other day actually, Molly Smith's, and I've seen you've got it before, that there's such a stigma towards women who want to train and maintain like a relatively lean physique. What is that fucking internalised misogyny around that, and how do you deal with it?
I think like being a fit, like before I went on the show this time as a fitness influencer, I was getting less of it, and people were then following me because
that is your like brand and what you do.
So it's only actually since coming off the show that I'm now getting some of the negative stuff again, because people they're like, oh, you're too muscly, or you know, you.
But also too muscly for who or for what? Like what's this like? But what's the like barometer?
Yeah, no, I know, but. I think from having experience from over the years, I don't really let that get to me, because I actually like being strong and I like looking a certain kind of way. And I think it's way more accepted these days for girls to have an athletic physique. And that's what I want to do. So if people don't like it, then, you know, and that is my business and that's how I sell my business. So it works for me and they can all
fuck off.
Get in the gym.
Casey, this will sound like a muggy question, but do you like the gym? There's no way. You have obviously got a good body. You are in good shape.
Thank
but
you.
like boys can do very little and have a six pack. So like,
Yeah,
do you
what?
actually like to train?
I didn't in there when Gabs was in there. I was like, I'm not training
when
next
the
to you.
heat
Well, no, not training next to Gabby. Like, she'd get the ick. Like, she'd be like, like lifting
You're
so
like
much more than
spotting
me.
him. And he's like,
You know what they didn't show? I trained Curtis and Scott.
Oh,
and they didn't show it, and they couldn't walk for days afterwards.
Yeah.
Like literally every morning they wake up and go, Gabby, can't move. was great. I loved it.
But no, I do work out.
You just play paddle, let's be honest.
Yeah, I just love my paddle, love my running.
Yeah.
And I go to the gym every now and again.
Chest day once a month.
Yeah.
What does work look like for you in this coming thing? I'm guessing Love Island round 4 is not on the cards.
No.
It's looking,
no. Do you know what? I haven't actually said this before, but I've been working away in the background. I'm releasing an alcohol brand.
Nice.
So it's going to be a vodka iced tea.
My God, you are literally speaking my language.
Yeah, which is going to be coming out very, very soon.
That sounds sick.
Yeah, we were taste testing for it over the past couple of weeks.
That sounds even better.
Yeah,
just
at 9:30 a.m. yesterday morning, which was great.
Perfect.
But yeah, really exciting stuff.
Oh, I love that.
Can't wait to bring it out. So that should be out end of April, start of May.
It's so sick.
Is it?
Yeah,
Nice?
it's going to be like under 100 calories. It's got electrolytes in it, like all the stuff that our generation sort of love.
Yeah.
But we were going to do a seltzer. We were talking with the idea of a beer, but vodka iced tea is massive in the US.
Yes.
And it hasn't been done over in the UK, especially from influencers. So yeah, it's really exciting.
I love the sound of that.
Yeah.
That sounds really good. I can't wait. Guys, so on this pod, we play a little game called The Box of Wrong. So this is essentially, where we get the name of the podcast from, So Wrong It's Right. I actually never know what's going to be in this box either. So,
God.
I know. So in here, we have little statements. We'll decide if they're wrong, right, or so wrong that they're right.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
With us?
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
need another minute or not?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, I'll catch on.
Colour coordinating outfits with your partner.
Right, to a
Right.
certain extent, yeah.
Yeah, but to a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not wearing like matching tracksuits. I think that's weird.
No, but then like you say, I just feel like you shouldn't go out like with a jarring clash.
Do you know
Yeah.
do you know what kills me? Matching like pajamas or matching pajamas at Christmas. That's a call out to Tom and Molly. That's shocking.
You can call out to Brad as well.
And
Because
Brad,
I make
you.
him do it.
No,
Oh, no.
Brad doesn't
Yeah, and he's
do
like,
that.
that he's done it once before, and he got into training and they stuck it on the locker. They printed it off.
Do you know who will be doing that? Ronnie and Harriet, 100%.
100%.
100%.
100. I know Brad hates it. It makes me want to do it more because I actually like. You can see in his eyes like he's soulless. Like you can see he's broken. Gym selfies. They're right.
You can answer
They're
that
right.
one.
Do you know what? They're right. I don't mind it when girls do it. I just said it. There we go.
Oh, do you mean
Sexist.
gym selfies together or just gym selfies?
Just gyms taking selfies in the gym.
I guess if it's your job, then
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother. I don't know why, isn't it? When boys do it, it's really sexist. I know. Should be, I know. I'm out there. I'm a sexist. It doesn't bother me when girls do it. When I see boys do it, it jars the life out of me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't
Well, you know when
Noted.
you see
Now we follow each other. I won't be doing that.
the
You're an
slow-mo.
influencer, though, so it's different.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
No.
All right, no, it's not.
Like, I don't like it when boys do get ready with me.
Oh God.
It's so no. It's like they stood there for the clip of them in the pants is that 5 seconds longer than the rest of them because they want to see how big you're.
They've definitely fluffed up before they start.
Yeah, stuck a sock in there. Absolutely not.
Dating someone shorter than you.
Well, tick for me, yeah, that would be a bit weird if I
No,
was
but
dating.
the other way around. Would you care? I mean,
Imagine if someone was shorter than me. Like, I'm sorry, but no. I'm 5'2" at a push.
Oh
That's why I've got these stilts on today.
So you wouldn't date a 5 foot man?
No. And also, like, I like taller guys, right? So whenever I say that to my mates, they'd be like, yeah, but, like, my girlfriends that are taller than me, they'd be like, well, you need to leave the taller ones for us because we want the taller men. You're short, so you can have the short men.
But so I'm tall, and I've probably spoken on the podcast before. I'm married to someone that's the same height as me, but
That's
he
acceptable.
will say that he's taller, but that's in his own delusion. And then I wear heels, and I'm taller. He doesn't care, like he's never cared, and I always fancied smaller guys. How weird
It's
is
like
that?
a fetish.
What, like?
Is it?
No, that the really tall ones, in my opinion, are really bad in bed. I just feel like they think they're tall. It's like, yeah, they're tall. So it's like they feel like they think they've done enough. I don't know. They don't. I've never had that good experience with tall men. And do you know what's weird? It's like when I've dated actually genuinely tall men, they're the ones that are like, oh my God, really? Like the 100mm Louboutins. I'm like, but you're still taller than me. Whereas men who are like my height or smaller are normally like, oh my God, yeah, wear the heel. Like I look rich next to you now. Because like, why else would you be with a small guy? Whereas I feel like tall men, like they're being tall is their only thing. So it's like they're very protective over the tallness.
And they normally have better chat, not short lads, but the average height lads.
Because I feel like because the tall guys, they ride on the tallness. They're like, that's their thing.
Yeah.
Walking away from the drama instead of getting involved.
Right.
You like to walk away, don't you?
Yeah, it's just unless it like means
can't be
something to
asked.
me. Yeah, I'm just like too old for this shit.
What about you?
I quite like it. I quite like to get involved, for sure. Like if I hear there's drama over there, I'm like, ooh, let's get my 2 pence involved. Yeah. At the right time, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What about you?
I enjoy it.
I literally nearly took my own eye out yesterday in Zara because I was hiding behind a false tree listening to a woman shouting at someone about customer service. It was in Battersea Power Station, actually. And I was like, Ryan, that she was going in on this poor like girl like behind the till going, the customer service is Zara. And I was like, to be fair, like, it's just this shit.
Terrible.
And then I was like listening so much. I was like, oh my God, my eye. And he was like, what was it? He was like, it's a fake olive tree. So I love to observe.
Yeah.
Like I'm that person, if I heard an argument in like another flat, I'd be off the balcony, like hanging, like, yeah. But you don't need to get involved in it. But if someone brings a problem to me, I'm happy to stand on business. But Gabs, you'd be surprised, I don't like to argue as much anymore.
Yeah, you've chilled out a little bit.
I haven't got time, I'm getting old, do you know what I mean?
Feel you.
Budgie smugglers.
So wrong it's right.
Speedos. So wrong it's right. I didn't actually hate it. Do you normally wear Speedos on holiday or did you do it as like a bit of a gag?
No, I wear them, yeah.
That's wrong.
No, it's not.
In Love Island, it's so wrong, it's right.
Yeah. What do you like about Speedos or budgie smugglers?
Tan lines, good for your tan lines. I mean, makes your package look quite big as well, which is always a bonus. And it's just a bit different. I feel like
also,
everyone wears swimming
wet swim shorts must not feel very nice.
And they dry really quickly as well.
What, Speedos?
Yeah.
Why are you asking these questions? Are you going to get Brad some? I don't understand.
I can send him some if you
I
want.
would love Brad in like, all the shorts he has that I bought him are short. Like he's got great legs. I cannot stand long shorts on men. Like I went to watch him play football the other night and all I could think is like, why are your shorts so fucking long? Like roll them up, show your legs off.
Okay, great.
Can't bear the board shorts. Okay, so wrong it's right. Not telling your partner when someone sends you a flirty DM. Oh, it's a difficult one that. Me and Brad always have this conversation. I'm always like, if someone messaged you and just like sort of like loosely like slid into your DMs, would you? I just know he wouldn't tell me because he knows I do something crazy.
Yeah,
I know he wouldn't, and he can lie as much as he wants. I know he wouldn't tell me.
I think if you're not replying to it, there's no point telling.
I feel like we should know. Just to know.
What's the point?
I need to know that some girl that I might hang out with at an event thinks.
I'm so glad we're having this conversation because we haven't spoken about anything like this.
It just like
great.
Honestly, I know when Brad's looking me in the eyes, he's lying because he knows that I probably message him and be like, "Go and get your eyes tested because you was in the wrong inbox."
Yeah.
Or I will punch your eyes into the back of your head.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. I think I can kind of see both sides, but I would want to know because I feel like if you're not saying it, then why are you not telling me?
Yeah,
are you trying to keep that like option there?
I just feel like it's unnecessary when you're not replying, you're not giving it anything, you've just ignored it. So what's the point of creating something that's nothing?
Knowledge, isn't it? But also, like you say, it's nothing, isn't it? If you don't reply, it's just like it's nice for your partner. Because you know what's rubbish? And if you was in a social situation and someone went, "Oh, you know, I did slide into Casey's DMs," and then you don't know, you'd be like, "Oh yeah," like, do you know what I mean? It's like it's just having the info in it that you don't feel like on the outside.
I'm in agreement.
But then Brad's weird though, because then I've had DMs of people, not since we were married so much. Before we got married, I'd have like a DM with someone, and I'd go, "Oh my God, look, like blah has just like DM'd me," and his response was, "Why are you showing me that?" And I'm like,
"But that's what I'm trying to get at."
That's the difference between men and women.
That's what I mean. If I was to be in your shoes and you were to say, "Oh, this person's slid into my DMs and he said this, he's asked me out on a date," I'd be like, great. So what? Like, why are you showing me?
Yeah.
Is that just like a confidence thing though? Or like a security thing?
Because that to me would be like, why are you showing off? Like, do you know what I mean? I would be. I was like, so what?
Casey would be like, you gassed them, message him back.
Yeah.
Well, I
You
am
show
single,
me.
so I can do what I want.
Oh God. So maybe it's a. I think it's wrong.
All right, we'll go wrong. Fine.
Oh my God, don't feel scared. This is a safe place.
Is it?
You think it's right not to.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone follow them outside with an iPhone. There's going to be an after spill from this and I want it for the content.
Noted.
Oh, guys, this has been so much fun. I don't want this to end, but I know that everyone has stuff to do. Thank you so much for coming on. And I am so happy that you won.
Thank you, babe.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
We've been
again,
really
guys.
excited about doing this. So
Yeah,
thanks
we
for
have.
having us.
We
Thank
have.
you. It's been a pleasure. Gabby and Casey!